my god, where do I even start? Nintendo just exploded with new footage and info on Mario Kart. And some other games, who cares? I only care about Mario Kart!
No, I'm just kidding.
Donkey Kong looks incredible. Kirby Air Ride 2 is such an exciting prospect. I'm really glad GameCube games are finally available on a Switch. I don't know, watch my direct reaction to hear my thoughts on everything else. I'm just here for Mario Kart, baby! So I guess the best place to start would be the title. Mario Kart World. As I say in my direct reaction, I thought it was pretty unlikely they were going to continue the number trend considering Tour exists, but also considering they had a trend of just naming a game after the system with DS and Wii, which they dropped after 2 games. So just having it be a thing for 7 and 8 and then moving on to a different kind of name felt appropriate. I prefer when these games have cool subtitles anyway, and World is somewhat generic, but it is pretty appropriate considering the new gimmick of being able to freely explore the courses in this vast world. I'm honestly shocked none of the fans thought of that as a potential gimmick. At least no one I've seen has. Genuinely, that is so exciting. I can't wait for that. Next up on the docket, the new roster of racers. See, here I was thinking we were gonna get like maybe 3 or 4 new characters, you know, not that many. I didn't think Nintendo was gonna go absolutely fucking insane with this selection. Holy shit, who even are some of these guys? Never in a million years did I think they were gonna pick some of them. In terms of returning characters from Tour, we have Hammer Bro, Charging Chuck, Monty Mole, and Nabbit. Yeah, okay, they make a lot of sense. Some of the Booster Course Pass editions are here to stay, like Pauline and Wiggler. Yep, totally logical choices. Now for the 17 new racers. Oh my god. I like how they didn't even showcase most of them. They just threw them in the background for people to pick out themselves. I missed most of these. I'm going off of what the Mario Wiki has to say. Alright, so we've got Pianta. Wow, I don't know, man. I thought Piantas were kind of done being playable and shit now that it's not the GameCube era anymore. What a cool choice. There's also Pokey. You know me, I love some dumb, unconventional racers. And you can't get more dumb and unconventional than a guy with no arms. Para Bitty Bud? I mean, sure. This is one of those characters I don't see myself ever playing as, but it's nice he's here, I suppose. Penguin, that's a nice addition. Simple, short, and sweet. Spike. I'm actually really happy he's here. He's kind of become my go-to character to pick in Jamboree. I don't necessarily know if that'll carry over to this game with its insane roster, but, you know, maybe. Sidestepper? Maybe I'm contractually obligated to pick him because Drab Little Crab. He's cool. The Snowman? Okay, everything else made a little bit of sense so far. Like, these are definitely recurring faces throughout the series, and I guess Snowman is too, but seriously? The Snowman? They just be letting anybody in. Oh, wow. Fishbone? Again, keep these coming. The dumber, the better. This is so stupid looking that I kind of adore it. Dolphin? Alright. Look, if he can be a doctor, I don't see why he can't get his driver's license. You see what I'm talking about? I think a remake of my Mario Kart characters video is completely necessary. There's just so much to say about so many of these jokers. Okay, Peepa is a little absurd. We already have a Boo in the form of King Boo, who, by the way, I like his redesign. If they're not going to use Luigi's Mansion King Boo, this is the next best thing. But like, do we need another ghost character? Especially one that I never think about ever? I'm sorry, raise your hand if you're gonna play as Peepa. That's what I thought. Nintendo may have gone too far in a few places. Swoop? Okay, I don't have any problems with that. That's just funny. They've been course hazards for too long. I'm down to see them drive. Goomba. Yes, thank you. Was this so hard? I've been waiting my whole life for a damn Goomba to be playable in Mario Kart. I can't believe that day has finally come. Piranha Plant? Sure, why not, I guess? Sting Bee? Look, every time I see this thing, I'm just gonna miss Honey Queen. I'm sorry, Sting Bee. I can't look at you. It's nothing personal. Rocky Wrench? Okay, we really only needed one mole. I don't know. This roster is insane, but it is starting to feel very excessive and bloated. I mean, more characters is a good thing, and the fact that all these guys are completely unique and not just clones like we've come to expect is pretty wonderful. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. There are some pretty delightfully absurd choices here, which I do love, but not too many mind-blowing heavy hitters. There are a few, though. I saved the best for last. The 2 additions that blew my mind. Moo Moo of Moo Moo Meadows fame. Are you kidding me? That's incredible. They have to know how popular this dumbass meme is. They have to know that people adore him with all their hearts. He's the only one that gets specifically showcased in the trailer, and it's Moo Moo, you guys! Oh, wow. But nothing compares to the grand return of motherfucking Cataquack. Are you kidding me? After all these years? All these jokes I made about the species being completely extinct? They've literally only appeared in Sunshine, Galaxy, Double Dash, and Wii. I just wanted them back as an enemy or an obstacle, but as a playable character? It's everything I could have ever wanted. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be maining Cataquack, you guys. I don't even care. It's like Nintendo specifically watched my video asking what they did with the Cataquacks, and they made him playable to compensate. Obviously, that's not actually what happened, but it would be very funny if it was. Now, as massive as this roster is, we're obviously missing quite a few iconic characters from series past. No Diddy again, which is crazy. No Funky, which, fair enough. I don't know if I necessarily expected him to be a mainstay. Oh, and keep in mind, these characters could very well still be in the game, or come as DLC later down the line. But I don't know, they showed off a large chunk of the roster pretty indiscriminately. It's entirely possible we saw everyone there is to see. But yeah, another monkey would be nice. I'm surprised with all these Sunshine characters, we didn't spot Petey Piranha at any point. The Koopalings all seem to be gone, which, oh well, I guess. I don't want to say rip bozos, but rip bozos. Obviously, the non-Mario characters are gone. That makes sense. Oh no, no animal or metal versions of Mario and Peach. However will we function? Kamek appears to be more of an item this time, which is interesting. Didn't spot any Miis, but I hope they come back. And I think if it makes sense to not show any character in these trailers that aren't focused on the characters, it's probably the Miis. Lastly, no Dry Bowser and no Dry Bones? Look, you can't just have fish bone but not dry bones. That's so weird. Honestly, this roster is large enough to the point where I don't think I'll miss too many of the non-confirmed Mario Kart 8 characters, aside from like Link and Funky Kong. There's more than enough wacky choices here to satiate me. Oh wait, I just noticed, Peachette isn't here. Alright, let me just go through the trailer now and give my thoughts on every new and returning course I spy. Oh, that's Mario Bros. Circuit! I knew that from the last trailer! Okay, I changed my mind. Overanalyzing every aspect of trailers is kind of boring to me. I'll just talk about what I want to here. Like, Yoshi's determined as hell look. Damn, he's pissed. I like the bit with the water, that's cool. DK Pass is back with a big-ass sign. You know me, I love big-ass signs. Otherwise, not a huge fan of this course, but it's a pretty inoffensive choice to bring back. Oh, this course is cool. This one that's like a hybrid of Donkey Kong and Radical Highway. That looks incredible. I can't tell if the course in this next shot with Pauline is the same one, but I hope so. It looks like a new age Moonview Highway successor, but with gliding. Speaking of gliding, it seems like the cars just turn into planes now instead of having a glider pop out. That's interesting. Maybe they're trying to make flying a more natural part of the course design instead of having to be in its own marked off segment. I love this ancient ruins looking course with the question block. That looks enticing. Driving on rails looks cool as hell. That part where Birdo just hijacks a truck? Hello, base department? I'd like to know more about that, please. Okay, now this I don't really get. Mario and the gang eat food and then they get alternate costumes. I genuinely don't understand that. Do those offer any new gameplay benefits? Why can't we just select a new costume on the main menu and have that the entire race? Maybe we can. I don't see how this is tied to eating food. Oh well, costumes are something I was really hoping they would carry over from Tour. It seemed like a really easy way of getting a new look for a character with minimal effort on the devs' parts. But seriously, I just need confirmation that I can play as Swanky Waluigi 100% of the time, instead of just whenever I eat a hamburger. So after the title drop, they show off some more courses that appear to be returning, like Moo Moo Meadows again? Is that seriously just Moo Moo Meadows again? Nintendo, I can play Moo Moo Meadows on the Switch too. I just gotta boot up Mario Kart 8. Is this just tradition at this point? Are we never gonna have a game without Moo Moo Meadows anymore because people on the internet think it's cozy and funny? I mean, I'm not necessarily complaining, I'm just curious. I guess it would be pretty cruel if you couldn't play as Moo Moo on Moo Moo Meadows, so sure. I like that Savannah looking course with the zebra, as well as the long iceberg track. And then there's Airship Fortress looking glorious. Oh man. I think it was worth not having this one in the booster course pass. So after this, the announcer says, depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change. What does that mean? I guess we'll find out at the Mario Kart Direct. I don't know. Okay, but after this, we hear the Toad's Factory music, but we never see Toad's Factory at any point in the trailer. Nintendo, you fucking teases, I am going to kill you. I feel like that's basically confirmation, though. I mean, it was never not gonna happen. I seriously cannot wait to see the actual new and improved Toad's Factory, though. I am on the edge of my damn seat for the next few weeks. I like the new font they have for the 3, 2, 1, go. That looks cool. Alright, this really tickled my brain. Finally getting some confirmation of which new and returning tracks are going in which cup. And, they put retro tracks in the Flower Cup. They put retro tracks in the Flower Cup, you guys. No, you can't do that. I guess after the booster course pass, the rules are just completely out the window. Nintendo does not care about adhering to the traditional format these cups have used since DS. I mean, whatever. It's been 11 years since Mario Kart 8. I guess I'm fine with them doing a new approach after all this time. But come on, this just looks so wrong.
Do you think that's wrong?
Anyway, Crown City looks nice. Another Toad Harbor-like course. Whistletop Summit has a train! It's a train, you guys! Holy shit! Oh, DK Spaceport. Yeah, that's the Radical Highway looking course I was talking about. I think out of every new track I saw in this trailer, this is the one that excites me the most. Just throw a good music track on here and the vibes will be immaculate. It looks fairly ambitious for the final track of the Mushroom Cup, but to be fair, so was Toad's Factory. Anyway, the Flower Cup. Desert Hills? Really? I guess it's been a while since we saw it, but it's also been the same amount of time since we saw Delfino Square. That was actually a good course. And why are you following Desert Hills up with Shy Guy Bazaar? 2 desert courses in a row? To be fair, Shy Guy Bazaar definitely has a much different vibe to it now. It looks a lot more vibrant, and it seems like its default version is set during the day now. I'm excited for this one to come back, but seriously, just get rid of Desert Hills and all our problems disappear here. Wario Stadium. Okay, is this it? Is this the N64 original finally remastered? It kind of looks like it. The Mario Wiki seems to think so. Okay, let's see what you could do with this formerly boring as shit course. I'm excited to see it spruced up at long last. And Airship Fortress is peak, obviously. We all know this. I'm happy with this selection, aside from Desert Hills. Get it out of here. Alright, the Star Cup is where things get really weird. Surely we would alternate between entirely new courses, entirely retro courses, and then back to all new ones again. But this cup consists of 3 retros and 1 new course. Nintendo, are you high? What the hell is this? DK Pass, yep, makes sense. That's a good course icon also. Starview Peak, oh, that looks really cool. Maybe it's gonna be a spiritual successor to Rosalina's Ice World, except actually incorporate more of the Comet Observatory. That would make my Mario Galaxy loving heart soar. Wario Shipyard with that new ghostly look, oh, hell yeah. I am pumped to play that. That looks like an incredible upgrade from the original thematically. Oh, wait, I seem to have skipped over something. Let me see what it is. Sky High Sunday! The course everyone universally agrees is mid? Out of all the Tour/Booster Course Pass courses, not Yoshi's Island or Squeaky Clean Sprint? Oh no, we gotta have the Oval Ice Cream course back. I sincerely hope they just add so much cool stuff to it that it makes it almost unrecognizably incredible. I mean, visually, just from the thumbnail, they seem to have done that. But man, this is an even weirder choice than Desert Hills. Finally, we get a glimpse of some new courses in the Shell Cup. This is gonna take a lot of getting used to, holy shit. Faraway Oasis looks really cool. I do love me some giraffes and elephants. Crown City? What, you mean the course we just got in the Mushroom Cup? But this one's at night? Is this what you meant by different times of day and weather conditions? That they would fill completely separate slots on the course select? That can't be right. I was 100% excited watching this trailer because I didn't have time to process any of this weird shit, but now I don't know how to feel about some of these things. Beach Stadium looks neat enough, I suppose, and I'm curious if Koopa Troopa Beach is a new course with the same name as the N64 original, or just the N64 original, which would make sense. The Star Cup consisted of 3 retros and 1 new course, so this one having 3 news and 1 retro tracks. Plus, Koopa Troopa Beach is an iconic course we haven't seen since 7. I don't see why not. Apparently, you also drive to the next course as part of the competition. That sounds a little bit like that one mode from the Switch Mario Golf that kind of slowed down the whole process. I don't know, we'll see about that. I like the idea of Knockout Tour, kind of like a battle royale for Mario Kart. That's pretty neat. And at the 3-minute 19-second timestamp, is that a sign for a Koopa Hotel? Holy shit, Hotel Mario reference? And free roam is cool. I don't know if there's any practical reason to do it. I mean, there is a P-switch in one shot, so maybe there's stuff to find and explore out in the worlds. I don't know. But the idea of an open world Mario Kart game is too tantalizing to pass up. Oh, and what is that dinosaur course? Is it an upgraded Dino Jungle or something new or what? The hype is so real, man. So that's everything in the initial trailer. And I know they showed off more during the Switch 2 hardware demonstration, but dude, this is already so much to talk about. I gotta take like a breather or something. I will go over the other returning courses listed by the Mario Wiki that I didn't quite pick up on with my own eyes. Okay, I just refreshed the page and there's even more characters now? The Coin Coffer, a Cheep Cheep, a Conch-Door, and a Luma? When does it end? Not that I want it to end anytime soon, but like, holy shit! This actually is starting to feel like a game that was 11 years in the making. Oh, and Dry Bones has finally been spotted. Thank goodness. We can stop the alarms. Odyssey Central does not need to kill anyone. It's honestly really fun writing a video as new information about a game gets uncovered. This might be outdated by the time I send it to my editor to work on it, but oh well. I need to share my thoughts at some point, damn it. Anyway, aside from what we already talked about, the Mario Wiki claims there's going to be a fusion of various Super Mario Kart courses with similar themes, which is fascinating and probably the best way to go about bringing them back. I'm sure they could definitely make Choco Island and Vanilla Lake a lot more interesting and playable, so I'm excited to see what happens with them. Peach Beach is also apparently coming back. That might explain the Cataquack being playable. And of course, Toad's Factory. I am feral. I need to see it with my own eyes this instant. This might just be the biggest Mario Kart of all time. Worth the wait, worth the hype. God, it looks so incredible and massive. I can't believe they're giving us this game for only $80! Okay, yeah, that's the hype killer that I saw on a lot of social media after the fact. And I do want to say that, yes, everyone is completely valid to be thinking that. Apparently this is just a Mario Kart thing, because the new Donkey Kong is only 70. I say only 70, but like, oh my god, this is a really troubling turn. A lot of people are blaming this massive price spike on the Trump tariffs, which believe me, I would love to blame him for this too. But I don't think that's the case, since Canada and Europe are also seeing highly inflated prices compared to what we're used to on Switch 1. And keep in mind, this is just $80 for the digital version. It might be even more expensive physically. Dude, I don't know, man. Maybe Nintendo is just pricing it so high as a way of incentivizing people to get the bundle that includes the game and will save you $30. But even so, this is genuinely a shock to the system. It might actually hamper hype and sales for this game and the system. Nintendo has overpriced new systems before to minimal success, and then bounced back with a price cut later down the line, with the 3DS being a good example of that. So maybe that'll happen with this? I don't know, man. Nintendo is genuinely way too big for its britches now. Remember when the Wii U was flopping and they gave away a free game with every purchase of Mario Kart 8? We've kind of reached the polar opposite of that. This is the kind of greed that the Bible condemns. It is easier for Nintendo to go through the eye of a camel than to see the kingdom of heaven, I think. I don't know. I know I just went on and on about how much content this game has, but I just feel like $70 should have been the hard cutoff for the price. I feel like this is a discussion that warrants an entire different video though. Not one that I'm gonna make probably, but I'm sure a lot of people will. All I know is I'll unfortunately shell out for this game. I'm a consumer. I kinda have to, considering how many videos I'm planning to make about it. But I completely get why others wouldn't shell out for it. Especially when you can already play Mario Kart 8 on the Switch 2. I think Nintendo knew they had to go big with this one and not cheap out in terms of the courses and character selection. Everything looks great, like a worthy follow-up to 8 Deluxe, despite a few tiny misgivings. I just think the price is a bad omen for the future. Well, I guess I can make another video about this game after the Direct in a couple weeks. Boy, oh boy, do I have my hands full this month. In a couple days, I'm going to be joining my friend on a trip to New York City since he won a sweepstakes to play the Switch 2 early. So I get to sit outside in the middle of New York and wait for him as he gets to play the game that I'm going to be thinking about 24/7 for the next 2 months. That's fun. I don't know. We're also going to be seeing the Minecraft movie the night before, so maybe I'll film a review in New York or something. That could be silly. Aside from that, Ace Attorney first case ranking, Wicked video, maybe some other shit. We'll see. Good night, Koopa Hotel. And before I stop this recording, I am just going to refresh the Mario Kart World page on the wiki, because they could have spotted another character. Did they get rid of the Luma? Wait, I refreshed it and they got rid of the Luma. No! Where'd the Luma go?